Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Greg Simoneau.
Thank you for that. Thanks. Cut my music. Thanks for that. Oh, I tried not to overdo it on the dancing this week. Woo! But I still did. It takes a lot out of me. You know what I mean? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Greg Simoneau, master of the Plymouth verse. The Plymouth verse. I coined that phrase a few episodes ago. The Plymouth verse. So I'm also the Plymouth Ebrity. That's one of my titles. Go ahead, use it if you want. You're gonna steal everything else. I know you are, or whatever. So recently, me and my friend were talking. This lady friend of mine, her name's Adeline, and we said, we want to make some extra money, on the side. So we came up with this. I'm gonna pimp her out. She's gonna do all the heavy work. I'm gonna pimp her out. And I was like, that might be fine for a little while, but, let's try to make some consistent money. So there's a new twist on it. It's going to be like a subscription service, and we're going to call it, you can add a line for $30 a month. Hey, thanks. It's a subscription service for a prostitute, and it's called Add a Line for $30 a month. All right. So another thing is, I had a coworker leave my office recently, and just like to say goodbye, and I'm really a little bit sad that she's leaving, but a little bit happy because now we can finally get her breast milk out of the freezer. Just awful, gross. And she went to other offices and had other breast milks in other freezers, and hopefully she collected them all before she quit, or got out of here. And I went into the freezer to get an ice cube the other day, and I was like, that breast milk looks curdled. You know what I mean? Like, that's gross. So it looked like, you ever see when you take an alcoholic shot, and it looks like the liquor here and then like something else on top? That's what it looked like. So I guess that's how someone came up with the slippery nipple shot. It's just so gross. But we're going to miss you. And hopefully we can throw out that breast milk. And I was thinking about this the other day, and you could use this if you want, There's a lot of people that are going to try to bring you down and say, Greg, why don't you just shave those last 3 hairs you have on your head? Something like that, they're going to try to bring you down there because they're bald anyways. So I just wanted to say to them, you know what I mean? Like, you can use this comeback too. I know growing up was hard for you, but, this grudge you're holding against the world, you can give that up at any time. Okay? So don't feel bad, little buddy. So that goes out to all my bald friends, and, these 3 hairs are still standing, and I'm still going to the barber shop. So the barber needs to make money too. Don't take money out of the barber's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you trying to do there? Anyways. All right, so we got a good show for you tonight. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a second. People of Plymouth, Dustin included, I am your father. I see that you had pizza today in the control room. I will take a slice. Ooh, sorry about that mess. I didn't know that was an actual window. And I've always wanted to do this. Dustin, you have failed me for the last time. Pretend to choke and fall on the table. Yeah. Now get him out of my sight. You two, drag him out. Very good, very good. Always wanted to do that, thank you. And also, let's bring the Plymouth Rock to the PAC TV studio, finally. The circle will be complete. I will use my force to bring the Plymouth Rock to us. This is really going to screw the tourism downtown up. Got it. Load this on my shuttle, Captain. Actually, I'll just put it in my pocket. There is a presence I haven't felt here in PAC TV in a long time. Did one of you fart in the control room? I felt a ripple in the force. It is too early for you guys to be eating pizza bites. Who heated them up? It stinks in here, and I'm wearing a mask. Finally, the AC is kicked on in here. Dag nabbit. We need the Rotary Club. We need the money to pay for the AC again. Come with me, Rotary Club. Join me. And together, we can sell some goods and, I don't know, give it to charity. We can waste a Saturday of everybody's life, Rotary Club. Yes, join me as we hunt down rare items, auction them off on a public access show, and waste a good Saturday of everyone's life. Yes. I can feel the hatred flowing through the staff as we auction off pointless items for not that much money, and we take calls on nothing at all. Yes, I could feel the hate flowing through you. Yes, sorry. Also, where are Greg's business cards? Which one of you forgot to order those business cards? Order 66 business cards. I know they come in a lot of 500. Well, that's fine too. Order 66 lots of 500. Sorry, my programming only has that one number in it. Why am I wearing a Solo shirt? Where are we on the timeline? Dusted? Did anyone fact check this? This isn't even a movie quality mask. Why don't you guys have real props here anyways? I had to bring this in from home. And granted, I should have worn a long sleeve t-shirt, but it's like 80 degrees out. Someone's making an espresso in the kitchen. Who's drinking an espresso during my bit? I'll have one anyways. This mask hasn't been worn in many years. I can taste the dust in here. When was the last time this studio was dusted, by the way? Who dusts in here anyways? Is it Dustin? Or Dustin, does that name have any significance to you anymore? That you should be the duster? That name has no meaning for you anymore, does it? Just like Anakin doesn't mean anything to me. I am Darth Vader now. Wearing a Solo shirt. I don't know why. This movie had a great big publicity push anyways, and it didn't work. That guy reminded no one of Han Solo. Please go see the new Indiana Jones this week. Harrison Ford really actually hates Star Wars in real life. I saw him throw a Lego Millennium Falcon. I want that ship. He threw it over his head on a TV show, and I smashed to pieces. The poor soul who put that Lego ship together only wanted it autographed. I want that ship. Not excuses. You guys wouldn't even know if I fell asleep up here. This has all been voiceover work. All right, I have a meeting with the Emperor. Dustin, clear the airwaves so I can send a clear transmission. This doesn't work. Dustin, I said bring me my lightsaber. But before we close, let me look at Plymouth with my own eyes. If I do, the show will be canceled. It is too late for that now. You look glorious, Plymouth. You look glorious. Now go. Tell my English teachers they were right about me. In what way? That I could write. That's pretty vague to tell a child, but that's what they gave me. And also, tell my math teachers in the whole math department of Plymouth Public Schools they were right about me. I can do a little bit of math. Also, tell your sister you're right about me. You're right. I don't know what that means. I don't have any sisters. Dustin, do you have a sister? It doesn't matter. Doesn't. My eyebrows grew back. That sounded like Obi-Wan Kenobi, actually. Obi-Wan's here. What are you doing? Obi-Wan, are you done with your meat packing job? We noticed you were stealing meat. That sounded like Obi-Wan too again, sorry. I can't get out of this loop. My eyebrows grew back from the Force. We didn't CGI those eyebrows out. You were supposed to bring balance to the eyebrows, not send them into a unibrow. I don't know what that means either. Now go, Plymouth. Go. You don't have to save me. You already have. Blech. Oh, and who's this coming out? It's that son of a bitch. That's husband material, Greg Simoneau. What's he want? What's that son of a bitch wants? JR, that's the dad bod. That's the dad bod, Greg Simoneau. He's coming out here. He's gonna tell these people what's up. Where'd that son of a bitch get a beer from? You're not supposed to have a beer in there. What the heck's going on here? That's just the Lodge Champion. That's what the Lodge Champion does. The Lodge Champion does whatever he wants. My music. Yeah, it's me. That's right. Husband material. The dad bod is in the studio. G47, Greg Simoneau here. So, WWE wants to ignore my online submission. So what? So I didn't include a video with my submission. Well, here's the video right here. They're like, okay, so your character's pretty good. You're not in shape. That's why they call me the dad bod. There's 100 wrestlers out back there, women and men, beautiful looking people, and I couldn't give a crap about any of them. So you need a dad bod on the roster to even this stuff out. And by the way, my wife gave me a hall pass for every single one of you guys in the back. I don't know what that means, but I think you're all going to get pretty lucky to have the dad bod on board. That's for sure. And you might ask yourselves, why dad bod? Why are you wearing an NWO shirt, huh? Well, I was going to have a G47 shirt made up, but it wasn't ready yet. Just picture it. These are going to be in the WWE shop online. It's a shirt, and it has a G47 on the front. Maybe like in a bingo ball font, like something like that. Because the dad bod called bingo for 11 years at his local lodge. That's right. And they said, why don't you give up bingo for, you know what I mean? Dad bod, you've given us 11 years as bingo caller. And that's right, I did. And they said, might as well give it up. I said, I won't give it up. You'll have to pry these balls out of my hand. my cold, dead hand. And luckily it was winter and they were able to just get the balls out of my hand. But not before 600,000 balls passed through these lips. That's right. That's an estimation, a gross overestimation of how many balls I actually called on bingo night. But that's right. And they're like, why? Why do you want to come out after 47 glorious years as a civilian to come into the wrestling business? Well, that's because I'm ready. I'm ready to put my 47-year streak of never being pinned on the line. This coming up SummerSlam and against you, Kevin Owens, 47-year streak of never being pinned. That's right. I got the streak to put on the line. And you can say, hey, Dad Bod, how do you know you weren't pinned as a baby? Maybe one of your funny uncles or stupid cousins went up to you when you were in the crib and put their little fingers on you and counted 1, 2, 3, you've been pinned. Well, if that's the case, then that uncle or said cousin is next, because that just ain't right. And you know what else I would say to that is that doesn't count. That does not count as a pin. I was just a baby. That's still 47 years of not being pinned. And then I might also say if that happened within the first month of my existence, I'm 47 years old and a month. So it's still a 47-year-old streak. On the line this summer at SummerSlam against you, Kevin Owens. That's right. I'm putting that on the line. Why wouldn't you take this challenge? An online submission challenge. I know you can hear me because I'm going to tag you in this video. That's right. Wrestlers always get called out online. That's how we do it. So I have the streak. Well, what else can I put up against Kevin Owens? Well, not too long ago, I was lodge champion at my lodge. And that doesn't mean wrestling champion. That just means champion of charitable works, and I had a lot of help to get me there. So I'd like to reveal to you tonight the crown jewels that I will put on the line at SummerSlam against you, Kevin Owens. And here they are right here. Those are the crown jewels, JR. Those are the crown jewels. If we can get a close-up of this, yeah, that's right. This is the lodge champion, and this is the crown jewels right here. Putting these up on the line against you, Kevin Owens. So you get the 47-year-old streak you can break, and you get these jewels here. And everyone's going to want these jewels. These are going to be in the merchandise shop. They won't be as good as this. They'll probably be like cheap plastic ones, like you see those chains with the foam logos on them. It'll probably be that, but still, the WWE Universe can play along. And I didn't become lodge champion by myself. No, I had a lot of help along the way. A lot of members. I was the youngest lodge champion of my lodge. And my daddy before me was the youngest. I beat him out by a few years. So it runs in my blood, I guess. So they said to me, Greg, my year was up as lodge champion. They said, Greg, as a parting gift, we would like to give you something. And I said, oh, yeah? You don't have to. This is a charitable organization. I do this for the people of the community. That's right. And they said, well, Greg, you got 3 options. And I'm like, all right, hit me with them. They said, you can have $350. And to me, as a young man, I could do some damage with that. $350. Or you can take a kayak with estimated value of $350. A $350, basically, a $350 kayak. And I said, that's pretty good. I love to kayak. It's very peaceful. And they said, or you can have your own set of jewels. And I, of course, went for the jewels. And here they are today. Still have the plastic on them. If you could get a close-up of that. And this lodge champion photo will be at the arena, at SummerSlam, at the merch shop for you to pick one up. And if you buy one of these, the lodge champion, Greg Simoneau, will sign it there on site. So then you can have a lodge champion poster of your lodge champion, Greg Simoneau, in your man cave or sports den. And that's a nice piece to go home. That's a nice momentum of a SummerSlam you'll never forget. And you might say, well, why lodge champion? Why Kevin Owens? And I'll tell you, because I have a brother named Kevin, and we used to fight as kids. And did he ever pin me? No, we never played with those set of rules or referees. And my mom would have to break up those fights. Yeah, thanks, Mom. And my dad would have to break up those fights. And thanks, Dad. But I don't know, he might have pinned me, but that doesn't count, all right? This streak is still on the line, okay? So we got my brother Kevin. And why Kevin Owens? Well, maybe Kevin Owens' story arc this SummerSlam doesn't include a match from a online submission. Okay, I get that. His story arc goes somewhere else. Or maybe he'll have to fight twice this SummerSlam. And you know who else fought twice? Another Canadian named Bret Hart. He fought Owen Hart at the beginning of SummerSlam and then fought Yokozuna for the title at the end of that same SummerSlam. 2 matches in one SummerSlam. So Kevin Owens, you can do what Bret Hart did all those years ago. So you got my brother Kevin and you got Owen Hart. You got Kevin Owens. It was right there in front of us the whole time. And you might want to know, like, Greg, we know you're a bingo caller and you are G47. That's right. But what else you got? Who else are you fighting for? Well, I'm fighting for all the members that when you're the youngest lodge champion, sometimes the lodge lends itself to an older crowd and your friends may run their course there at the lodge physically. So I fight for those falling members, some of which were veterans. I fight for those fallen veterans, and my daddy was a veteran too. So I'm fighting for the veterans. And I'm fighting for those kids that I threw those parties for. The charitable funds, the Halloween parties, the Christmas parties, the basketball free throw contests, and the soccer shoots. And when I was a kid, I went to those Halloween contests. I went to those Christmas parties. And I had to take a gift that was unwrapped, because that's how we did it when we were kids. An unwrapped gift. And I didn't complain. And then at the end of the night, there were so many gifts left over, I got to go up and take a second unwrapped gift. In retrospect, I was pretty spoiled. And I took those 2 gifts home back then. Unwrapped gifts. And I carried them out myself because I probably should have aged out at that point. But they allowed me to keep going to these kids' functions. And yeah, they were board games and whatnot. Sorry, I believe was one. Monopoly. And I didn't know what I wanted for Christmas. And then I had to go and have my Christmas picture. I had to meet Santa Claus at our local cash market, which was a half a liquor store. And that's how I got my Christmases with Santa. That's how I told Santa what I wanted when I was a kid. That's hardcore. I have the Christmas photos to prove it. Inside a cash market. All right? And I went up to Santa, and Santa said, Greg, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, well, not knowing what was available to me at the time, I said, I'll take a truck. And that was really weird because we were in a cash market. So, this was kind of a cash market Santa, and I figured a truck was the easiest thing for him. I did not know. But then on Christmas morning, when I went to under the tree and I opened up my gifts, what did I have? The things I really wanted. A Hulk Hogan doll, Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff, Big John Stud doll, Junkyard Dog doll. And in retrospect, I was pretty spoiled as a kid. And that's just some of my bio. And I think I pretty much covered it all for this online submission video. So if the WWE wants to ignore me, that's fine. But they can't ignore this. There is an online contest to win 2 tickets to this year's SummerSlam, and I'm in that contest. So once I win that contest, I will be at SummerSlam. And I'm not one of these crazy folks that jumps out of the crowd and jumps into the ring. No, I don't do that. But just know this, Kevin Owens, I will be at SummerSlam, granted that I win the tickets online, and that hopefully this online video submission doesn't disqualify me from that contest. I will be at SummerSlam anyways. So if you have the guts to take the match, come on, let's do it. And, I'm not one of these wrestlers who says Kevin Owens, disparaging things about Kevin Owens. He's a good wrestler, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the best wrestlers out there today, and I'm not going to say bad stuff about him. But I told you why I picked Kevin Owens. But if I had a match with Kevin Owens, this is what I kind of might think. I will probably not beat Kevin Owens because as a 47-year-old man, my wrestling skills are unrateable at this point. No one has seen me in or outside of a ring. Well, people have seen me outside of a ring, but not inside a ring. So my skills are unrateable at this point. But I see you, Kevin Owens. And now you can see me. And when you get in the ring with the Lodge champion, I will not be wearing glasses. I might actually have a mouthpiece in too, because I don't want to wreck my teeth. I might actually wear boxing gloves to give it a spirit of like Roddy Piper versus Mr. T in WrestleMania 2, that kind of a spirit. But then I'll take the gloves off at some point. Because it won't be a boxing match. It won't be a mixed match either. If you call me out for a no-holds-barred match, then I'll take it. Before we battle, or maybe once the battle has begun, and I take a reasonably sized beating from you, there will be a moment where I'll go into the stands and I will bring you what my lodge is known for, is their $2 pork sandwich. And when you taste this pork sandwich, you're going to be in pork bliss. Not like Alexa Bliss, but pork bliss. Okay? And when you're in a pork bliss daze, I might see my opening at that moment. And I might go back and perform my special move. I go back to my corner like a lot of special moves start. And I pump an invisible lawnmower 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And the crowd chants with me my special move. Get off my lawn. And then I'll run into you and hit you right in the stomach, right after that pork bliss. And that'll just send you into a frenzy inside. Your internal organs will be so gone. You might fall over, and then I might get what I've been waiting for. The call of the night. B1 and I, 2, 3, and you're pinned. And maybe the 47-year-old streak continues. And maybe that's just what's going to happen this year at SummerSlam. And I'm not one of these wrestlers who leaves with a mic drop because I have too much respect for mics over my time. And I'm also one of those wrestlers who drinks a beer on the way to the ring too. So once we get going here, I have the idea for a WWE Lodge beer that will be sold at the concession stand so you can partake in if you're 21. And if you're an alcoholic, we'll have an NA version. And if you're under 21, we'll have a WWE Lodge soda that you can join in the fun with. And also, I would like to say there's going to be a WWE Lodge water to go along with it so you can stay hydrated. And when the Lodge champion comes out, I might come out to my music. Well, just figure this says G47 on it, right? I might come out to my music, and I'm thinking maybe we can get the rights to that song, It's fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Maybe that one. I like that one. Or maybe we just go with something lodgy, like old-timey, like oh-wee-oh, whoa. And then if one of my lodge members could be there as I come down the aisle and hand me that beer, I will take that beer from them and cheers them. And I'm not like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not just going to dump it all over myself. I have too much respect for beer. I will drink that because I know the price of a stadium beer. That's right. And I will ask you before I leave and run up to the ring, may I take this to the ring with me? And you may say yes, and then I will say thank you, and I will cheers you. And then I will bring it to the ring and drink it slowly because I have too much respect for the ring and spilling beer around the ring. So I think that's about covers what the Lodge champion, the Mr. Husband Material, Dad Bod Greg Simoneau has to say for you. And I hope you enjoyed my online submission. And I'll see you at SummerSlam, Kevin Owens. Yeah. Well, all right, folks, you heard it. That's a message, a powerful message from the Dad Bod calling out Kevin Owens this year's SummerSlam. Hopefully he wins those tickets or the WWE watches his online submission. Good luck to you, Dad Bod. We'll see you at SummerSlam. So the pizza just showed up, you guys. You guys gonna eat pizza while we do this? Now, you guys gonna save me a slice? No. Yeah, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do it with you guys eating pizza right like that in front of me. Is it? And I thought it smelled like pizza when I came in here. I didn't want to say anything because usually Pac TV has that smell of like a bookstore smell. Did you guys notice that? Like is it Barnes and Noble or is it Walden Books, or maybe that was the old studio? And I, on my way here today, I still went to the old studio too. I went by, I saw the construction, and I still count. Well, I still count the years I had there too. So I mean, this is the 1 year anniversary coming up of this show, the reboot, the post-pandemic reboot of the Greg Simoneau show. So, I just wanted to let you guys know that it was a special moment for me. Can you look up at least one time? All right. You need a napkin in there. Jeez, you're making a mess. I thought I saw a sign that specifically said no food in there in the control room. All right. Anyways, so I still count my years there, and I was looking at this the other day. I have the certificate that Pat Gordon signed that I completed the technical class on the camera work. So that's from 1999, and how many people are still around from then? Well, that guy is still, but I mean that's a real exclusive group of two. Well, him too, but I mean, the three of us are a pretty exclusive group to be from 1999 to, well, yeah, him. Yeah, forgot about you. You were in that class too, and a couple of you guys in the back. All right, well, the 8 of us, that's a pretty exclusive group for 1999 graduating class. Pat Gordon, the 8 of us still here, still doing it technically. I'm not still doing it. I'm not even doing camera work anymore. I'm just on screen talent. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, and I haven't even gotten that far since 1999. I started out when I was 22. I'm like 47 now. I haven't even gotten that far really. I mean, like made it anywhere. You know what I mean? Like this has not been the springboard I thought it would be, that you guys said it would be, that Pat Gordon promised me. Except for that movie I was in with The Rock. I mean, other than that, I haven't really done anything. The other movie I was in with Mark Wahlberg too. But other than that, it was just background work. You totally see me on the film, but I mean, it's like it's not really like making it. You know what I mean? So, I guess I'm just Mr. Public Access. I guess, I'd rather be behind the camera. I mean, I actually kind of find that kind of fun. You guys are just eating pizza. It's just totally disgrace. Anyways. And by the way, I asked one of you guys, I mean, I know that this is your job and everything, but I asked you, one of you said you had a side gig of making business cards up, and I haven't got them yet. So, I mean, I wanted to debut them tonight on the show. Like, Dustin's going to have to put in a business card right here. You know what I'm saying? See this? This is where a business card would go. A card for the show that says Greg Simoneau has a show, like a business card that I can go around town and be like, hey, look at this. It's a business card. Because all you guys have cool Pac TV business cards with the logo on them. So, Dustin, can you just put that in post? You might want to get a little closer on this. I want a business card right here because I paid one of you guys. Was it Chris? Was it Dave? The other Dave? Well, that's just tricky. There's a couple Daves here. Which Dave? I don't know which one I gave it to. It was cash deal. I thought you were going to make me 50 business cards. 50. They only come in lots of 500 or 1,000. Well, geez, what am I going to do with 1,000 business cards? Let's say Greg Simoneau. Now I see you handwriting. I don't want a handwritten one. I thought they were going to be like a printed professional business card. Well, I still want those handwritten ones, anyways. You get pizza sauce on it. Come on. I still want that one too. All right. So are we good here with this? We got that? All right. So, and I showed up here at 3:01. I had to wait in the studio for like 30 seconds. I just want to say that, okay? It was like I was at the doctor's office again. Like I've gotten drilled in the teeth like all week. Okay, I've had enough of that. And you know what else? I show up at 3:00. Okay, we're not wasting studio time here, are we? This is not. I mean, like, am I wasting your studio? Like, I'm not trying to waste studio. Is it free? Is it not free? I don't know. Well, anyways, so I despise any of the other producers that come in and they show up before 3 because you guys, they're cutting into Dustin's free time. And I don't believe that's right. So I show up at 3. I tell Dustin 3-ish. 3:01, 3:00, I'm here. I have to wait till 3:01 for Dustin to come in, and that's fine. And I despise anybody else that says I'll be there at 5 and they show up at 4:45, and then what? Dustin's supposed to give up his 15 minutes? Like, he's in his office playing with his Funko Pops or something. You know what I mean? Like, just leave the guy alone. The other friggin' hosts of their other shows showing up early, that's just wrong. I show up for my studio time on time, about a minute more. I'm not trying to steal studio time or Dustin's time. I just wanted to get that out there, too. It's just a disgrace. All right, so are we ready to start? All right, want to do the whole intro thing? All right, let me just shake it off a little bit. All right, let's go.